With the current incarceration rates reaching 1 in 20 adults will serve a prison sentence, I ask a simple question: which one of us will it be? I hope none of us, of course. Prison reform is needed in America to provide alternatives to prison, improve living conditions, and to actually rehabilitate those in prison. As the son of a military police officer, I grew up hearing about many repeat offenders, which led me to ask, if prison is so bad, why would you do anything to send yourself back? I do not believe it's an easy topic or an easy fix, but that won't stop me from shining a light on a topic I believe needs some addressing. Prison reform is needed to provide alternatives to prison since a large part of society sees privately owned prisons as cash cows for the government. In 2010, the United States had more prisoners than any other country. In mid 2000s, America cut many alternatives to prison, such as parole and halfway houses. Those are not the only victims of cutbacks. The mental people suffering from mental health issues are the number one concern. They are now suffering from the living conditions of prisons as well as not receiving the current help that they need. In 2006, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judge said, "Our jails and prisons collectively are the biggest mental health facilities in the state. Jails have become the asylum for thousands of inmates with mental health issues and problems and needs far exceed what jails can provide." Speaking of alternatives, makes it seem as if I'm just putting my neck on the line for those who are in prison, but I'm actually just looking for a way to help them. A large part of prison reform is the current conditions in prison. It is our obligation as a society to take responsibility for those that we place in these facilities. We currently have overcrowding in over 70% of prisons in the United States, and the CDC has released that nearly 7% of all tuberculosis related cases come from those inside of the corrections facility. Just speaking on an issue like that shows that the prisons need to address the current living conditions. The purpose of a prison is to actually rehabilitate those who are there, not just sit and have you wait. A large percentage of the crimes are drug related. Like I stated, a lot of drug treatment facilities have been cut out of the prisons. An estimated 2/3 of prisoners will return back to prison on a new crime within the next 3 years. That's a stat provided by the Bureau of Justice Statistics. Prison reform is all about changing the way we treat those most vulnerable and giving alternatives to prisons, fixing living conditions, and helping address the real issues. As a taxpayer, I truly want my money to go to use of creating a better society, fixing those and helping those in need, and the fact that we do not help those that are most vulnerable reflects directly on the people that we are.